Gerhard, firstly, lovely to meet you. First week of the new season, I suppose for you when you're winning, it's a good week. So how's it been?
Yeah, I would say we start in the right way. We could see that especially the result was on the right way performance-wise. We did some good steps, and now we have to prepare the next big opponent, and especially opponent. I would say they with momentum on the way. They promoted. They have also many new signings. And we could see in the last game they are with a high aggression on the field, with a clear plan how they want to play. So yeah, it's one more time to be very, very focused and concentrated in our football, that we can do it again in a good way.
And Charlton are obviously a very different team to Sheffield United. Sheffield played on the counter mainly. How do you think you're going to basically put your kind of aggressive style of football onto a team like Charlton, who play very differently to who you faced in the past?
Yes, I think this is also clear for tomorrow. The game will look completely different, and we need also a little bit a different weight of our game, in which direction we want to play. And of course, tomorrow will be much more possession based from our side, and also we have to deal with the outstanding man orientation from the opponent. So in more direction, I would say, is the game completely different, and we have to find good answers.
Almost a good problem to have as well in defence is the fact that you've got basically more than you need with Rob Dickie back. Kind of 4 out of the 3 positions. As I say, it's probably a good problem to have. How do you see your defence and kind of who's available?
Yeah, I think the last 2 weeks the game show us that we drive home the most of the time with clean sheets, and this means we have in this direction the right behaviors, but also the right quality of players. And I'm very happy that Dickie is back. He make our I would say the group of defenders of course stronger, and in this way it's good to have him back.
We're obviously getting closer and closer to the end of the transfer window as well. Can you give us any update on, be it transfer news? Harry Cornick wasn't involved in the squad on Tuesday, so is there any incomings or outgoings that you can tell us?
Not at the moment that I could tell you something more. We are of course working behind and want to bring the one or other player in. We work in this direction very hard, and we hope we can realize something in the next few days, or until the end of the month, that we can speak clearly with the media.
So you're saying that potentially there's one more through the door before the end of the window?
Yes, we work for that, we hope for that, and in the end, it's at the moment nothing we could release or say.
Okay. Plans as well for players like Ephraim Yeboah and Elijah Morrison as well. They featured heavily on Tuesday. What's their future? What's their ceiling at Bristol City? Yeah,
I think these are young guys, and it's always important that we give also younger boys sometimes, more times, the chance to come in good competition games, and the games I think like Carabao Cup, or also some games in the league, hopefully, are for these boys the right platform to show what they can, and also developed with a good tempo. And it was good to see the boys and realize where they are at the moment, and of course games like that help them to develop.
What have you seen of Charlton so far this season? They obviously got that late winner on the opening day, got a good win in midweek as well. So you mentioned they play quite a possession-based style of football. So what have you been able to see of them?
I would say a high aggression team, very man-orientated, a team with, I would say, a very simple, pragmatic plan, how they want to come forward or create chances. Play with many cross balls the last game. Also in this way, a team where we have to be on top level, that we can realize something. So it's I think the momentum of this team, I think is of course on a good level. Also they step in the league in a good way. They have also success in the midweek. So in more directions, it's be a very interesting game. Will be an interesting game tomorrow.
Just last one from me. fans have obviously taken to you very well. They seem to absolutely love you. So how has the fan support been in your very successful week here?
Yeah, I think I can feel it a little bit that the fans are with me. So I hope the fans are with us over the whole season, and I think the fans know also how difficult could be or can be the championship. And I think in all directions it's important that we are close together and stick together also when something is a little bit more difficult. And I think then the relationship show us more in difficult times, not when everything is nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you, and best of luck for tomorrow.
Gerhard, just on squad fitness-wise, did everyone come through Tuesday? Okay, no injuries picked up?
Not at the moment. I think everything is clear. We have, after our press conference, a small speech with the doc, but everything should be ready and nothing new.
You mentioned Rob Atkinson felt his back slightly. You thought he'd be okay. Is that still the same? Should
be
fine?
We have. We hope everything is good tomorrow. Also, the training went in a good way, but we have to speak again that we don't want to go in a risky moment.
I know when I think we spoke last week, you mentioned there was a hope that Joe Williams might be fit to feature. Is he likely to be involved tomorrow?
Yeah, he needs a little bit more time with his injury. We don't want to bring him back, and then we risk again something. So he's on a good way, but I think he needs a little bit.
Well, I guess you've got the luxury of Max Bird coming back as well. You've got some really good options in there, even without Joe.
Yeah, I think Birdie gives us, of course, a really good feeling, and of course he makes the team, especially the midfield, stronger with his game intelligent, very, very clear in his actions. So in more directions, we can see he has a lot of experience in the championship, and a football brain would help us in our way.
Is he in a position where he could start a game, do you think, or is it a case of building him up a bit slowly coming back from injury?
Yeah, I think of course we think about is he ready for a starter, but I think also this needs time that we grow him with the right load, and tomorrow he will come from the bench again, and then we see forward and looking forward how is everything going in the next few game days.
I think although he's one of the summer signings, we've probably not spoken about Adam Randall as much as the likes of Emil Weiss. What have you made of him since he's come in? Because watching him, he goes about his business incredibly efficiently. He maybe doesn't play the passes like a Max Bird, but works so hard in the middle of the park.
Yeah, but I think he's a good mix between Knighty, Bird. I think he can be, especially with his aggression in his gegenpressing moments, so a high value for us. And I think in this way he can make. Or I think it's the mix of strength is very good, and especially with him that he brings something on the table what can be a big problem for the opponent with his attitude, like he press, like he win balls, and also I think he's ready and recognize good spaces to play passes also on a good level.
You've got that blend of different players in midfield and similar at the back. Are you happy with the options you have up front at the moment? So I know you've mentioned these one or two players. I'm sure you won't tell us exactly who you want to go out and sign. But is that an area where you still feel you could improve in the transfer market?
Yes. We look also in this area that we could bring the one or other player in. I think we have 45 games for our chest, and we have FA Cup, we have League Cup, we have so many games, and we have also to know that we need in the end a big roster. So of course we have a roster on a good level, but I would say we need a big roster, and in this direction we need different players, but also we need players that are reliable, available. So one of the biggest qualities from players when they are always available, and in this direction we have also to build something what help us in the end, that we have no bad stress feeling over the time in the championship.
Obviously Sinclair came on in the week as well. What have you made of working with him so far? Because he was really bright, and it does feel like if he can get that last bit to click in the final third, there's a real player there.
I think that's it. I think he's physical wise, I would say he's a monster. Yeah, he's so fast. He's and he brings everything on the table. But of course he have to be also in a good balance when it's so the time of finishing, and in this direction we work with him. we hope that we can give him also here the next step, that he is in the end also more efficiently on the way, and is in his decision making in the last third, in the penalty area, ready for more.
You mentioned set pieces after the game Tuesday. I just wondered, is that something you as the head coach work on particularly? Because I know previously Pat Mountain's been heavily involved in set pieces. Can you just explain a bit how that works in training?
Yeah, so Pat has the responsibility in this way. On the same time, we gave, I would say, or we give the whole set play topic a different frame. So much more training time, much more, I would say, appreciation. Yeah, maybe like the last season. I don't know. So for me, it's a very interesting phase in a game. It's a very interesting part in a game where you can win games. And in this direction, we have to be super sharp, super creative, and of course, the boys must realize and recognize how quick we can grow our level also in topics of set play. And I think the attention at the moment, the focus in this way is very high.
You've had 2 games now, obviously coming into the third in a week. How the results have obviously been really positive. How happy have you been with the performances and how the squad have implemented your style? Do you think there's still another gear to sort of hit, or do you think they've implemented it and progressed well so far?
I would say yes, the progress is okay. I think in more ways, I would say, especially Sheffield show us that in a good way. The transition works very well. We was so clean under very high dynamic moments. We was clean. Our finishing was top. Our position was top. So I would say in this phase we are really good. But the games and also the opponents show us always different challenges. And tomorrow it's completely a different game. And so tomorrow I would say it's of course also moments with transition, but we would have, I think so, we will have a completely different setting and situation with our possession. And I think in this way we have to be also more economic on the way with our possession and create also with our possession game chances and hopefully goals.
You mentioned the supporters earlier. Had a bit of a taste of Ashton Gate, albeit not full on Tuesday night. Looks like a sellout tomorrow. You must be really looking forward to that. Yes,
I'm very excited to realise the first time a full house in Ashton Gate, and I think of course also the game midweek was really good to feel the atmosphere. Yeah, on the same time I hear when it's sold out, then it's a different one.
Good luck, Gerhard.
Thank you.
Gerhard, on that, your first taste of Ashton Gate, like Dan said, going to be packed out. Are there any nerves from you ahead of that match? Nervous at all about the experience, the environment and the match?
No, nothing to do with to be nervous. It's absolutely, I'm excited and I feel really fun tomorrow when we start in the game and also my boys, so I am far away to be nervous. I would say a good tension but very excited about this game.
And you've been in and around Bristol now. I know we're only 2 matches in, but have you sensed a bit of a change in the city, a bit of a change in the atmosphere amongst supporters at all?
I can say that. I don't know what in the past was so the atmosphere, but I realize the outstanding atmosphere, the connection between fans. So the people in the city with the club, so the connection, the band must be big, otherwise they would so often speak with me. So when I walk to the city or to the harbour, I think so many people they want to talk with me. So this is maybe a good sign or a signal that they are very interested in what's going on in the club, and you can feel the connection.
How do you feel about being back in English football?
Very good. I'm very happy with that, and so England's football is always something special, especially when you're an Austrian coach. It's not so easy to get the chance to work here in so a big football planet, and I'm very happy, and it's a big honor for me to work here.
Now, you talked about it earlier, but transfer plans, obviously a couple of weeks left of the window. You say you're keen to bring in potentially one more, maybe more. If that doesn't happen, how happy are you with the team that you have here? Or is it a necessity for you that someone does come through the door?
I am at the moment really happy with the team. So, but on the same time, of course, we work for a little bit more quality, and also for the team is important for the next step. A little bit of fresh faces in the dressing room is always good. But we need the right fresh faces, and the right players. They can improve the style. They can improve our results and our performance. And in this way, we are searching for the right ones. And I think this is super important that we are clear here on this way, and we will see what the next few days or next few weeks brings in. And but I'm very. I'm looking forward for this, and I have a very good feeling that we can do the one or other new player.
And in regards to training this week, obviously we're going through a bit of a heat wave at the moment. It might seem like a bit of a quirky question, but how does the heat change things? Because obviously a lot of these players throughout the season, whilst this pre-season just gone obviously, aren't used to playing in these kind of conditions. Does it change anything at all?
First of all, I love that we have good weather here. Surprised me completely. It's better like most better like in Austria. We have so much rain in Austria. Yeah, so here it's beautiful. Looks like a little bit South Europe. So the climate changed a little bit. Yeah. But this changed nothing from the plane what we have. So of course, I can remember my time in New York when we play in Austin with 40 degrees, then it's of course a different game, and we have to be in a different periodization. But here is, I think, that the weather is great. Great to play my style of football.
Perfect. Fans will be very happy with that. Obviously, tomorrow they are packing out Ashton Gate, and there's a tradition called Flag Day. Are you aware of Flag Day at all?
Absolutely not. What is the Flag Day?
Well, supporters carry a lot of flags through the streets around the stadium and things like that. It's a huge tradition here in Bristol. Happens every season. What are your message? What's your message to the supporters ahead of Flag Day, but also the game when they get into the stadium?
Bring your flag out, and have a lot of fun with us tomorrow, and give us a good energy in the game and do everything for a great performance. This is my message.
Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.